everyone, my name is Emily Powers and today we're going to be painting a silhouette of a girl riding a horse in front of some water, and I hope that it'll be an easier painting. It's an acrylic painting and I'll show you step by step so that you can be a little easier to follow along. The supplies I'm using, canvas and paint, they're going to be in the description under the video, so you can just click the little arrow and it'll drop down the supplies. And there are also links in the description where you can buy the supplies, and a percentage of the purchase supports my channel. So you can hit the link, buy some supplies, and you can support me that way. So I'm just gonna start. So this is like a 1/2 inch bright, I think. It's a bright. It doesn't have the name on it, so and I'm just going to start by getting, well actually before I get the paint out, let me put that down. First you're going to want to kind of mark out where your land is, and I just kind of did it like you split it into thirds, then it's on the bottom third all the way across. And I did it with a yellow watercolor pencil, something that'll come up with water. I can wipe it off with damp rag or paper towel or something like that. So you can't see it, but you would want to make sure that you can see yours. I can see the light yellow line on mine, so just kind of mark where you want your land to be. We're going to probably cover over it since the colors in the water the same as the colors in the sky, so we're probably going to end up doing both at the same time. I'm not sure, but alright, so I'm just getting the white and all in here. I'm just going to kind of just go back and forth slapping it, and it's going to be white right in here. So I also thought I would say, if you're new to my channel, thanks for watching this video. I hope you paint it and have fun. If you enjoy the video, please give it a like and subscribe. Check out the other videos that I have on how to paint. So you probably can't see where I'm putting the white. Well, I don't know, maybe you can. But since the canvas is white, I thought you might not be able to see, but the glare might make it show up. Alright, so coming out. And actually I might get out, this is golden gloss glazing liquid. It will make it not dry, make the paint not dry so fast. So I'm just going to put some of that, and that might help. So I'm just going to add, don't add too much, because you don't want to like thin the paint out to where it's see-through, like super see-through, but just kind of add some to help with that. And I may end up having to get a different yellow out if this yellow that I have isn't the right color. But even if it's not quite the right color as a picture, it might look fine. So I'm just getting a little bit. This is yellow ochre, and it's going to start to kind of have a yellow color. I'm getting the glazing liquid. Just kind of put some around the white, and then this is portrait pink that I got. You could probably mix. If you don't have to like specifically have this one. I just want a little bit of like a peach color in the sky. So you could get like deep magenta and put a lot of white with it and maybe a little bit of a yellow and get like a peach. And I'm going to put this kind of over like that. Hopefully this painting will go pretty quickly. I'm probably going to do another coat of it to have it cover, but it should go pretty fast, I think. So hopefully it's pretty fast. I'm going to put some down bottom. I'll just kind of work on the sky first and then work on the water. And then I'll get a little bit of Ultramarine Blue and add it with the pink. Maybe a little bit of Phthalo Blue. Oof, that's a lot. And it's kind of like a purple, and I might not really be able to get a purple with these colors, but yeah, it's more of a gray. Let me get out purple. So I'm just going to get some Dioxazine Purple and use that. So any colors that I end up adding or anything will be in the description already. So at this very moment while I'm doing this, I may not know what I'm going to end up using, but after the video is all done and I put everything down below, I will know then what I ended up using. So okay, and this peach is like probably not as wet as it should be, but I'll try to get it in there fast. And then I'll get some Ultramarine Blue with it. And try to blend it. Don't go too far with these blues. You don't want to like put it in the yellow. And if you do, you could probably cover over it, but it would be easier just to leave it over in this area. And get some more Ultramarine Blue, some Phthalo Blue. And a little bit of the purple. So it's kind of see-through at the moment, but hopefully we can put another coat on it and kind of make it more to where you can't see through. Alright, so now I'm getting the Ultramarine Blue and the Phthalo Blue, and I'm going to put some of that in the corner where it's brightest. Alright. So you can see the brush strokes and stuff, but it won't be as see-through the next time, hopefully. So I'm going to rinse that out and work on the water here now. And if I get a little, it looks like there's still like some white in there from, I guess, when I did that white, but it's okay. Just try to get, you don't want it to be blue when you go back to do your white. So just think about that. You're going to get the white again, and some of the glazing medium, and I'm going to put that under the white. Okay, and I'm gonna get a little bit of the yellow ochre. If you want it brighter, like I said, you could use a different yellow, like cadmium yellow medium, if you want it a brighter yellow, but I won't have to get out an extra color if I just use this. So. Okay, and I'm kind of doing the same thing at the moment, just, you know, mirrored, like down below. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of make like the gray with the adding the pink and some of the blue. Kind of made like a grayish color. So I'm gonna kind of do that and put some gray kind of down here. Can't really see a whole lot of that at the moment. Alright, and I'll come some down over here. Alright, and then I'll go back and do the white with my portrait pink. Have that pink color in there, and I might get just a little bit of yellow so that it has some yellow. And if you don't have glazing medium, you don't have to use it, but it might help you be able to blend longer. Alright, and in here I'm going to get some of the yellow ochre and some of that pink. So you would kind of think that if it's mirrored it would be blue, but it's yellow down here in the picture, so. And it doesn't have to be exactly like the picture. And I don't know why it's not blue exactly, but. Okay, and I'll get some burnt umber down here. It's kind of darker. There we go. Okay, so I will let it dry. You can use like a hair dryer to blow dry it and get that good. Or you could just let it dry on its own, however long it'll take it to dry, but it's faster if you use a hair dryer. So I'm just going to pause the video and come back. Okay, so now we'll move on. I'm going to use the same brush, and just again, you don't want to get your white like with other colors in it. Alright, and I'm just going to give it a second coat. So the white, get some of that, medium, in case I need it to stay wet longer. And I'll get some water to help it go on better. And you could probably do this like on a long canvas, you know, have it kind of stretched out. And since mine is kind of smaller, you may need to kind of make it a little tighter, but I think there's always little things in my paint, but some of it might be okay. Hopefully we'll only have to do this last coat. Hopefully we won't have to do any more than this. Alright, and then a little bit of the yellow. Not too much, that looks a little too much, so I'm gonna get the white. And just blend it around this white. Okay, and I'll get some of the pink now. I'll probably end up having to squirt more pink out. Just go ahead and do that. Okay. So you can see, you might not be able to see yet, but it already looks better than it did before with just the one coat. And this is kind of bumper dried at the moment, but when we put that line in, we can hopefully change that a little. Okay, and I'll get a little bit of purple with it, the pink. Okay. And brush that in. Okay. And then I'll get some of the Ultramarine Blue. Okay, and I'll wipe most of that off my brush and then just kind of blend this into the other colors now. I don't want a bunch of paint on my brush because it might just kind of end up might keep on going and end up way in here. So you kind of get some purple again and I'm gonna put some of that back in. Get some of the pink and the white mixture. And get some of that glazing medium too. Okay, it's kind of coming over too far, so get the white and a little bit of yellow. Try to kind of push it. Fix that. And then go back to the blue. Blending that blue in. Alright, and then I'll get some more ultramarine blue and some of the phthalo blue. More phthalo blue. Okay, wipe it off. Get some glazing medium and I blend it. I may even need to have another coat to get this blue right, but if you go too far into one color, you can use that color that was there and kind of push it back. And alright, I think I'm just going to leave it, let that dry. It's one step closer to where we want, and do it again. Hopefully get this looking better here. So I'm going to rinse that out and work on this bottom part. Okay, get the white and some of the glazing medium. Okay, and then a little bit of the yellow with it. Too much of it. And kind of push it in. Okay, and then I'll get some of the pink. Okay, and then I'll add a little bit of the ultramarine blue to it and make that kind of like gray, purple, grayish blue. I don't know. It's kind of just a mixture of the white and the yellow. Pink, blue. Put that down there. I'll carry it on a little bit over that way. Okay. Rinsing my brush a little bit, and you're going to get more of the yellow and some of the pink. And still get the white. Put that in. And then the yellow with a little bit of the burnt umber. Darken it, the bottom. Okay, so now the bottom may be pretty good. Guess we'll see. I mean, you can add as many layers as you need to, but because it's going to turn out different than mine. With every painting, everybody that does it, it's going to turn out a little bit different. So you may have to put more layers, you may not have to put as many layers, but it'll be a little different. Alright. And it's kind of streaky a little bit down here, which I may keep, because I thought I may even add some streaks in the water so you can tell that it is water. I mean, you can tell because it's reflection, but it's kind of funny when it's like perfect, no ripples or anything. I don't know, I just thought I might end up adding some ripples, but I'm gonna have to dry this again and we can work a little bit more on the sky. Okay, so now let's work more on the sky. So again, the same brush. I'm going to try to fix this in here. So, and if you like how yours is at this point, you don't have to do any more, but you can just skip to the next, after I do this next sky piece, when I move on to the silhouette. Alright, so okay, now a little yellow in there. Okay, now the pink. Okay, and then a little bit of, let's see, that's not what I need. Wrong thing. Go back, pink, and some of the Dioxazine Purple. a little bit of the ultramarine. I'll get a little yellow with it. And I'm putting in a little bit of this like white yellow on this edge. Okay, and then I'll get a little bit more ultramarine. A little more. So I think this sky is definitely going to turn out slightly different than what we had before. Okay, get more ultramarine, a little bit of phthalo blue. Alright, so I'm kind of doing more purple this time. And then now the ultramarine blue and phthalo blue, it's going to be darker this time. Not too dark. This will probably be the last layer, so I'll try to get it as good as I can. Put some of that in the corner there. And you could could use like a mop brush if you wanted it like, you know, with like no streaks. Of course there'd probably be still a little bit of slight brush stroke showing, but that could help. Alright, and I need to stop pretty quickly because it'll start lifting on me and then I'll have to do it all over again. So, alright, that's good, I guess. We could probably do another layer, but I think I'm probably gonna leave it like that. So rinse that out. I think I might leave this bottom though. It's pretty good. So I'll just leave that. And rinse this brush out. I don't think we're going to use it again. Okay, now this is my number 1 round, so I'm kind of thinking I'm going to do the rest of the details with this little one. And I think I'm going to use the ruler too. So first let's mix the color. So it's got like some burnt umber in it. Well, like some brown in it. But it wouldn't be quite dark enough if I just did this. So I'm going to get some Ultramarine Blue, darken it up. And that's a darker color there. And I might get some burnt sienna. With it, so it's like this dark brown, reddish color, and we might have to go over it more than once, but okay, so make sure it's even. Okay, I'm going to take this and go across. You can add some water if it's not going very far. And don't worry if it gets, if it's not straight, because it's going to be grass and things in here. You actually don't want it straight. We're actually going to add some grassy texture to it. So alright, so we've already kind of got this kind of messy line, and I'm going to go back and just kind of make you want it to kind of do, if there's like a hump here, you want a hump down there. So you want it to be the same on each side. Of course it's paint, so we can't get it perfect, but get it close. Could even kind of do like a high point and just kind of showing that it's mimicking. So it's not too hard, just kind of make a messy line and then scribble on it. It's pretty easy. The hardest part will probably be the drawing and the filling in of the horse. So, and you don't have to have someone riding the horse, it could just be a horse by itself. And I'll probably zoom in for the horse part since it'll be so small. And detail to this grass stuff. You know, add a few more colors, but you could just leave it like this if you wanted. Okay. So don't make the grass too tall when you get to this part, because that's kind of where the horse is going to be, so maybe make it shorter. Make sure you do some grass texture in the water. You could even turn it upside down so that your brush strokes, you know, it's kind of the same direction, both sides. Alright, and I'll get some burnt sienna, and on the tops of these grass spots I'll put some reddish. And on the reflection in the water too. Okay. And get some more of the burnt umber and ultramarine blue. Get a dark color. And just make this down here really dark. Okay. Rinse that out. And I'm gonna get a little yellow. You don't have to do this. And in the water, just gonna put next to the brown some yellow kind of color. And I'll get some burnt sienna. Maybe do that down here. And sometimes you may want to add something in a painting that may not be in the picture. And I mean, it's not, no one else is going to see the picture, most likely, so unless you show it to them. So they won't know that you put something in a different color that's not in the actual picture. You know, just kind of, you put a different color than is in there, then okay, you know, you can do it however you would like. So I think I'm gonna do the drawing on paper first. So I'll move this over for a minute and bring this in. Alright, so I'll zoom in real good. And I'll put kind of like a line just so that I know where I'm drawing. Okay, so start by, I'm going to mark the top of the girl's head and the middle point of the horse. And I think what I'll do, start the horse's back about here. Go up a little bit and in. see a little piece of it, and then the other legs are going to come over this way. And then out like that. The tummy. And maybe this is maybe her foot. I don't know. And then it goes down and comes out. Down, out, and then around, and back in. Like this little dent there. And then he's kind of got some, like, you know, hair kind of coming up. If you're doing it on paper to see how you want to do it, you could actually fill in the drawing to see, you know. I don't like that, it's too big of a head. You can fill it in so that you know kind of what it'll look like. And this tail kind of is this thing out and around. So you can fill it in like this and see if you like it. Okay, so I think the horse looks pretty good. Let me come out a little bit more. Okay, and then if you want to do a person, hair, and then down, face, and then arm. There's going to be a little spot here that you don't see. And it's got a hole. I actually kind of filled it in, but you can't see like where her leg is on the horse because it's just all filled in one color. So there's just kind of fill it in like that. So that's kind of what we're going to do on the actual painting. We're just going to do just the outline on it. So, and I'm not going to use this pencil because I want it to have, you know, I want to fill it in with paint, not with a pencil. I'm sorry. The reason I'm not using that pencil is because I want to wipe it off if I need to. I'm going to be able to do that, so. Okay, I'm going to try to move everything over so that you can get a good shot of right in here. So, actually let me zoom out and tell you kind of where I'm doing it. So just kind of right in this area is where I'm going to do mine. So depending on how big your canvas is, if it's long, or you might move it, you know, wherever you want, but I'm going to do it kind of right in here, I guess. That's where I'm going to do mine. Okay, so I'm going to take a watercolor pencil so that I can wipe it off. And I'm not going to fill it in because, you know, we're going to want to do the paint with that, but all right. And we're going to do the same thing in the water reflection. That's probably going to be the harder part. So start doing I may not do quite as much detail on the painting. I just go in and do that with paint, the detail part. Alright, so I'm not really marking out every detail, just some, you know, certain parts of it. And I'll get this dark brownish mixture that we used for the land and go in and start filling that in. May have to do it more than once. It's a little too dark, so I'm going to get more of the burnt umber. Set it more like a black. I don't want that for the horse part. Like a dark brown. Okay, and now the leg. Sorry about that noise. My dog's drinking. Being noisy over there. You know you're a very loud drinker, you know. Very loud drinker. And I don't want it that far down, so let me taking a wet brush and without paint, just getting it wet and kind of smearing that off. Before it dries, because I didn't like that. So it's too far down. That's better. There. Okay. And you're probably going to have to do this a second time to, you know, fill in. Do it a second time so that it will cover better. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of tap in some like hair. And then the ears, you can see the ears. Alright, so I drew the drawing different than I actually painted it, so that's a nice thing. You can kind of draw it in, and then anything you don't like, you don't have to actually put paint there. Okay. And then okay, so I'm doing that same thing I did last time that I didn't like something. Getting the brush that's wet and pulling off. You have to kind of hurry though, because if you wait too late, you won't be able to wipe it off. Alright, so that's kind of neat there. And then we're going to have to do the same thing on the other side. So this is probably going to be the hardest part. I mean, the drawing of it, getting the proportions, that's probably one of the other hard parts, but the hardest part, absolutely hardest part, is to get this like to be the same on the other side. So you want it the same distance from that, and you'll kind of, so you're going to go the opposite direction of what you would, okay, I'm not going right. Okay. Thankfully, the upside down part won't really have to look, you know, perfect, because it'll be upside down. So if you flip it around, it would probably actually look funnier because you are doing it upside down. It's nice to try to be able to do things upside down, so you can just kind of look for the shapes. Draw upside down like that. Alright. You could flip it, I guess, if you wanted, but I think I'm going to leave it like that. And sure you can see. Oops, you couldn't see that, sorry. this right there. Okay, the tail looks a little different, but okay, so that's pretty good, I think. But I will take some yellow and like we did in the water and kind of added some yellow. We're gonna do that around the edge of the reflection. I'll do a little bit above too. It's kind of watered down paint too, so it's kind of going on easier. And I might get some of the Sienna as it gets out. Now, let's see, move everything over now that we've got all that good. All right, so now I'll just take burnt umber and ultramarine blue and I'm filling this back in so you won't be so see-through. You don't want to be able to see through the land. And more burnt umber. Okay. And then go back over this so that the girl and the horse aren't see-through. That would not be realistic either. That leg must not have been dry. So I'll work down here now. Okay, I've got some paint there. And you could probably do it several times to get it to where it's, you know, can't see through any of it at all. Might just decide, okay, it's good enough. I might do a little bit more later after the video's done, but for the video, I think that's pretty good. So there's the horse. I think it's pretty neat. I might, you can kind of still see the drawing a little bit, but I don't want to take it off right now because the paint might smear it and then I'm gonna have to work on it a lot longer. So there's the horse. Yeah, when you finish, you can take a damp towel and just kind of gently wipe off the watercolor pencil, and if any of the color does come off, you can, you know, kind of touch it up, but just be careful not to like scrub it off or anything. Make sure that it's dry. So there you go. There's the horse silhouette. Girl riding it in front of the water. Reflections. So next week we're going to be doing a waterfall. So I put a new video out every Friday. Next Friday it's going to be this waterfall. Sorry, my dog's growling. See? Come here. So if you want to see that, it should be out next Friday. And if it's already been a week since this one came out, then it's probably already there. So you can go to my channel and check that out. And we did these two already. Painted those pictures earlier this month. So the tiger is right here. So if you want to see that tutorial, you can go to my channel and check that out. That was last week. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, so I hope everyone has a good week, and thanks for watching. Bye.